As TMC Saket Gokhale has in fact taken to the social media platform X to say, and I'm quoting from that statement that he's made, the sheer hypocrisy of Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his Five Eyes allies is astonishing. Trudeau has accused India of orchestrating the killing of Niger, a man India designated as a terrorist. Canada refers to extremists like him as activists. These same countries, however, have willfully supported and backed Israel's incursion into the sovereign territory of Lebanon to carry out killings of civilians, to hold Israel's enemies as terrorists, but India's enemies as activists is purely shameless example of double standards. Pallavi, he's in fact literally hitting two birds with the same stroke, because here he's also talking about Israel and its actions in not just Gaza but also Lebanon now. And he's accusing Canada, but is he also targeting or probably throwing darts at the Modi government over their stance when it comes to the Middle Eastern crisis?
See, unlike Congress, the Trinamool Congress and other opposition parties have been a little bit more nuanced or a little different from the Congress. But when it comes to Israel-Lebanon issue, when it comes to Russia-Ukraine issue also earlier, you did find a semblance of unanimity as far as the India bloc is concerned. The Trinamool Congress has always been critical of the foreign policy of the government, especially as far as Israel is concerned, feeling more for, say, the Palestine cause or what is happening in Lebanon and so on and so forth. But as far as Canada is concerned, clearly the stand which Saket Gokhale is raising and the TMC, of course, is raising is the double standards of Canada. So both the things, they don't want to engage in the kind of a controversy which has landed the Congress party into, but at the same time they don't want to be seen as someone which advocates or completely condones the foreign policy of the BJP.
Right. Would we see a sort of response or a backing of these statements, Pallavi? Of course, everything is up for conjecture at the moment, but any other party from the India bloc mouthing similar sentiments?
But again, I can say the same thing. I mean, most of the other India bloc parties have been very careful. They don't want to do a tutu meme or get engaged, especially on foreign policy issues are concerned. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what kind of a response really comes in from, say, the Aam Aadmi Party or even from the Akali Dal, because they are stakeholders for precisely the reason why Channi seems to be advocating a good equation between India and Canada. I mean, a large number of Sikhs, as we are pointing out, and Punjabis settled in Canada. At the same time, large number of, every third to fourth house, which I was talking about, comes in from Canada, which means it's a question of the employment opportunities and livelihood, and they certainly wouldn't want a dip or further dip in ties between India and Canada. So it'll be interesting to see what AAP has to say. Also, of course, what the stand of the Akali Dal is.
And if we contrast these two statements, one that has been made by Charanjit Singh Channi and the other one that has been made by Trinamool Congress's Saket Gokhale, how would you see the India bloc really maintaining or probably backing both the views? Because on the one hand, there is a direct accusation at Justin Trudeau and Canada. On the other hand, there is a talk of maintaining ties still with Canada.
Oh, yes, I mean, for example, there are people like Farooq Abdullah who advocated ties or communication going with Pakistan. At the end of the day, it all points down to what kind of stakes you have, or what kind of interests you have, and constituency more than that. I mean, the constituency of parties like AAP and the Congress party, given the fact that they also have a stronghold or threshold in Punjab, we will certainly expect for better equations between India and Canada on one hand. But other parties like PPNST or a TMC would not want to pitch in for a very aggressive stand.
Right, Pallavi. Thank you so much for your inputs on this story. Let me take this across to Mr. R.P. Singh of the Bharatiya Janata Party, who is now joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Singh, two statements that have been made. One by Charanjit Singh Channi of the Congress Party, the other one by Saket Gokhale of the Trinamool Congress. TMC accuses Justin Trudeau of backtracking from his earlier statement and also accusing him for his cavalier attitude. But Charanjit Singh Channi is talking about how India should be maintaining that relationship with Canada, since India has a huge amount of equation and also a huge diaspora, Indian diaspora there in Canada. How does BJP see it?
Well, we know diaspora is here, the huge diaspora, Indian diaspora is here, and especially from Punjab. There are a lot of youth from Punjab who's there. But the fact is, at what cost? I mean, our diplomats are under threat there. You can't maintain diplomacy under threat, and especially when your people are under threat. So Channi should also understand this. I mean, just statement because of some who are supposed to manage your affairs there. If there is no diplomats there who will help the diaspora also for that regard. So issue is that Channi Saab is